righty, I am here with Coach Clay Overbey. Man, you guys are on to something special this year. First year program, girls wrestling at Caldwell County. Talk about that and talk about how this program come about.
You know, when I was wrestling years ago, there was a girl here and there in certain, teams, but it was few and far between. And all of a sudden, in the past 4 or 5 years, girls wrestling has exploded. It's exploded all across the nation. It's one of the highest ranking sports right now in the collegiate level. It's getting more and more noticed because of the Olympics and the Olympic trials, the Worlds. And, a couple of years ago, we had the youth wrestling team come in. We just got done with the youth wrestling team's tournament today, the Junior Armstrong. And we had a lot of little girls come out, and they were interested in it. And even my 2 daughters, when I got out of school, I had 2 daughters, and at the time, girls didn't wrestle around here anywhere close. So they came home one day with a flyer for the youth wrestling team and said, "Hey, Dad, you used to wrestle, didn't you?" I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Okay, we want to give it a shot. We want to try it out." I said, "Okay, now listen, if you're going to try it out, you're going to finish it all the way through." They said, "Yep, we got it. We'll do it." And they wrestled all last season. They loved it. Then towards the end of the season, after the youth state tournament, they came up to me and said, "Dad, we don't want to be done. We want to keep going." I said, "Okay." So at the time, my room was opened up to whoever wanted to show up. Okay. Just so happened I had a room full of girls. And they ranged from first grade all the way to 4th grade, 5th grade. And we traveled all over the place. And it really got people within the county seeing that girls are capable of wrestling, even in the younger ages. Since Kentucky established and sanctioned girls wrestling back in February, it's been popping up all over the place in Kentucky. Caldwell got on the ball, made the team, and I just put in for it because, I have all these little girls that's going to grow up, and I want to be on the ground level. I want to establish a good team, and that was my thought process. I wanted to establish a good team and have something that my little girls had something to look forward to, because they've never had it, never had it before, and it's something, like I said, it's brand new. I'm starting out on the ground level. I've never been a head coach of anything before, but I don't know a whole lot about being a coach, but I know quite a bit about wrestling, so I figured I'd give it a shot, and so far, so good. We had a good tournament last Saturday at Marion, Illinois, where we took 2nd place as a team just behind Fort Campbell. Took 8 girls up there. One of them got hurt, one of them got injured, so I lost her. But with 7 girls, we finished 2nd at the whole tournament out of 19 teams, I believe it was. And I couldn't ask for anything better that day. They all, and it sounds bad to say, but they all surprised me. They all went out. They were aggressive. They hit hard. They used the moves. Like I said, we didn't start this program until the first part of November. So my girls haven't been on the mat, but probably about a month and a half. And so far, they're blowing me away at every turn.
Now, of course, you guys competed yesterday too.
Yep.
How did you guys do yesterday?
We competed yesterday at Rossview and Clarksville. Rossview's a tough tournament. It always has been. Their girls, the Rossview girls team, they for the past 4 or 5 years they've been state champions in the girls program for Tennessee. And if you look on the banners that they have around there, they have all kinds of individual placers and all kinds of state champions. So we knew going down there that it was going to be a lot harder than Marion, and that it was going to be a lot more experienced girls down there. My girls went out, and Emma Ward, first-time wrestler, got a pin very first round. Sophie Parrish, she's an 8th grader that wrestles for me. Her first time ever being on the wrestling mat, she teched a girl 18-2. So that was great. She blew me away with that one. TJ Goodwin, my only senior, she threw some pins in there. Then I had Olivia Barnwell, she threw a pin in there. And for the first 2 rounds of the tournament, we were sitting in the top 10. But then, getting into the harder the harder competition throughout the tournament, we started falling to the wayside, which is perfectly okay with the level of competition that we were down there to see. TJ finished second in her weight class, and everybody else didn't place, but they got some really, really good experience with some really, really tough competition.
Sometimes experience beats winning, just simply because, especially as we said at the top of this, a brand new program. This isn't a second year pro. This isn't a third year pro. This is a program that's a month and a half old.
Yes.
And so, I mean, the thing is the experience right now for these girls, and even you as a coach is going to be valuable because, as you guys grow together, you're going to be able to see, some different things, different strategies maybe that you'll use. Now, I'm gonna let you kind of, if you want to, you brag on anybody in particular. If you want to just brag on the whole team.
Never being a head coach and then get thrown in a room full of girls was a shock to my system. They have a lot more interest than a lot of people think around here. Everybody thinks, girls, girls aren't supposed to wrestle and aren't supposed to do this and that. But my girls have proven them all wrong. I started out with 18 girls in the wrestling room with me, and some came out to try it out. And wrestling's not for everybody, and that's okay. That's okay. So far, I've had 10 stick it out with me, and a couple of them are my girls from over the summer. Riley Bruce and Emily Cleej. That's a 7th and an 8th grader, and they wrestled for me a little bit this past summer, so they had a little bit of experience coming into the room. But as far as everybody else, they're all brand new. I do have a couple of sisters that their brothers wrestle for Troy Nichols, the head coach of the boys wrestling team. So they've been around the sport, they know a little bit about it, but everybody in my room, the first time stepping on the wrestling mat was last Saturday. And I can brag on one, I can brag on them all, because they all impress me every day. Every day we show up to practice, they push hard. Wrestling practice is 10 times harder than the wrestling tournaments, and we make it that way for a reason. Because if you can last in practice, you able to breeze through a tournament. And all of my girls understand that concept, and they push every single day. I'm proud of every one of them. I hate it for TJ. She's a very well-rounded athlete. She plays volleyball. She runs track. She does other track and field things. And, she's just a well-rounded athlete altogether. And she comes in, she's hard-nosed. She goes hard every single time. She's one of my team captains. I got Hallie Stewart. This is a first-year wrestler. She's been with me since the very beginning of developing the team. And she has been to every single practice, showed a lot of heart. She gets discouraged sometimes, but I got to remind they all get discouraged. I got to remind them, listen, guys, you're still learning. And as long as you are learning something and taking that away from whatever loss that you just occurred for you, and you learn something and say, okay, coach, this is what we need to work on in practice. That's all I can ask for right now. It's all a learning experience for every one of us, myself included.
There you go. Well, Bud, I know that you guys are in here trying to get cleaned up and everything. Don't want to hold you too much longer, but definitely appreciate you stopping by, and we look forward to seeing how this program continues to grow and how well these young ladies do.
Yes, I for myself as well. I'm excited for the rest of the season and to get them as much mat time as possible. Hopefully I got a bunch returning.
There you go. And of course, I know you guys go to Henderson on Tuesday for an all-girls tournament up there. Wish you the best of luck in Henderson. And I know you guys will go up there and do the best you can and give as good a showing as you can.
Thank you very much. We'll give it our best.
All righty, buddy. Thank you so much.